I'm Janine Lattimore, and welcome to this video. For those of you who might be about to join me live, welcome. Today I'm going to talk about and share with you a gratitude practice. And before you kind of switch off and go, oh yeah, gratitude practices. I know gratitude practices. I do gratitude practices, and know they're talked about a lot, but this one has a little bit of a difference to it. And also, the reason gratitude practices are talked about a lot and are so common is because they really are one of the most simple and yet effective practices for regulating the nervous system, for reducing stress, and for training your mind to a more positive focus. So the one I want to talk about today, and that I'm going to share with you, so I'll walk you through it if you want to do it like a guided meditation practice, is from my book, 10 Steps to Happiness. And chapter 1 of the book is gratitude, and I did choose that for the reasons I've just outlined. I think that gratitude is one of the easiest practices to link into when you are wanting to move into reducing stress, um, regulating your nervous system, moving through, if you're in, if you've experienced trauma or you're going through a really hard experience in life where other experiences may feel a little bit hard to access, you may not have a lot of energy. Gratitude is something that pretty much everybody can access into. And I do talk about in the book, I do talk about for those people who really struggle even to think of something they're grateful for. Their life experience may have been really hard, or what they're going through may feel really hard, and trying to think of something to be grateful for can feel really hard. And for those, if you find yourself in that situation, or you are in that situation, I do give some tips in the book. One of them is to put the prefix on the statement. So instead of saying "I feel grateful for," to use "I could feel grateful for." Another one you could use is, what if I felt grateful for whatever, add the thing that you could feel grateful for. And it can be something really basic, like I'm breathing, I can read, the sun is shining today. It doesn't have to be big things. It's all about training your neurology. So what you focus on, you give energy to. And what you focus on trains your brain to focus on more of those things. It's like setting the filter. That's why gratitude is a really important practice. It's why it's one of the best practices to start with. And the practice that we're going to do today, the difference to it is the focuses that I have chosen. So often a gratitude practice is something like, before you go to bed at night, think of 3 things that you're grateful for. Or it might be you get up in the morning, you write a page in your journal of things that you are grateful for or appreciate. This one gives you specific things to focus on for your gratitude or appreciation, and they are chosen very purposefully. And just before I share them with you, I do want to just talk a little bit about gratitude versus appreciation. They're very similar. They're very similar concepts. For me, though, I sometimes struggle with gratitude because gratitude to me, and this may just be a personal thing, but you may be able to relate to it. There's an element of receiving and having with gratitude. Like, I am grateful that I have these things, or and sometimes for me, what happens is when I, like, for example, if I say I'm grateful for my partner, there's a part of me inside that goes, well, what if I lose that? What if this fear, a fear comes up? And I find if I use the word appreciation, because appreciation for me has more of an element of, I like this, I enjoy this is good, rather than that element of I've received something, then it doesn't bring up that same fear of loss for me. So that may resonate with you, it may not, but if it does, hopefully that's a helpful tip that if you do find that when you practice gratitude, you get that little fear of what I'm grateful for this, but then what if I lose it? Try using the word appreciation and feeling into, what do I like? What am I enjoying? What do I love? What feels really good in my life at the moment? And that may feel a little bit easier for you. The practice I'm going to share with you, I will talk about it as an overview first, and then I will guide you through it. If you want to do it as a guided meditation, you can do it also as a journal practice if you want, just whatever works for you. Whether you prefer doing it like a thinking meditation, or you find it easier to write things down and journal, do whatever works for you. So there are 5 areas in this gratitude practice, 5 key focus areas. The first one is something you can smell, hear, touch, or taste right now. And that one's chosen very purposefully to bring you into the present moment. What are you enjoying right now? What's good for you right now? Does your clothing feel really comfortable on you? Maybe you can smell coffee and that feels really good to you. So bringing you into the present moment takes you out of that mindset of looking back, which often moves into regret, or looking forward, which often moves into worry. It brings you into, in this moment, this is what is good for me. I'm experiencing this right now. This is real. This is here. This is now. This is present. The second thing is something I have achieved today. And it could be something I've achieved in the last 24 hours, depending on when you're doing the gratitude practice. This brings focus onto you, and sometimes that's something we don't do. We're very much trained in modern Western society, particularly if you come from, sorry to say, but Christian backgrounds, as I have. There can be a sense that it's vain to think about yourself or to appreciate yourself in any way. It's connected with this idea of pride or even narcissism. It's actually really healthy to take time to reflect on what you appreciate about yourself and to appreciate what you've achieved in particular, because we often run little lists in our head about all the things we have to do that we haven't done yet, and we forget about all the things that we actually have done and we actually have achieved. So that doesn't have to be a big thing. It could be, I got out of bed this morning, or I made my bed. But it's something. It's something I ticked off my list, or it's something that I can just feel good about. You know what? I actually got that done. I achieved that. I learned something new, or I had a really connected moment with my child and I really listened to them. So, something you've achieved. The third one is something about yourself. And again, this is feeling into it's actually really positive to reflect and appreciate yourself. Helps to overcome that little self inner criticism, that voice, that little devil on the shoulder that, that pops up for so many of us and tends to run a lot of the time. So let's get the angel piping in there and saying, you know what, this is actually really good about you. You do this well. Or it was really good when like I I gave a compliment to someone and I feel really good about myself for that. Okay, so thinking into those things, what do you appreciate about yourself? What have you done well? What do you do well? What are some of your skills? What are some of your values that you think are really good? Number 4 is your partner. So it could be your husband, your wife, your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, other, your significant romantic other. Uh, this one I put in there because it's something that we often neglect. Again, it's it's those things that are in our life that are really common day-to-day things that we often take for granted and or we get stuck in the annoying stuff that they do, the things that we don't like, because as humans, we do have a negativity bias. We tend to focus on things that feel unsafe, feel threatening, things we don't like. And so this practice is all about resetting that, taking time to pause and go, you know what, actually, I really appreciate that my partner takes the rubbish out every week. I really appreciate that they have the same sense of humor as me and we can laugh about the same crazy stuff together, whatever it might be. And the smaller, the more day to day it is actually better. Feeling into those small things, those little day to day things that you enjoy, that you like, that feel good to you. And number 5 is your children. So if you have children, you may not have children, but if you do have children, same as with your significant other, and little proviso that I've got to talk about, if you don't have a significant other, you could feel into appreciation of what you would like in a partner, what you would like in a romantic partner. And same with children. So similar, our children, we often get stuck on the things that we don't like, the things that frustrate us day to day. So it's really beneficial to take time and go, you know what? I actually really appreciate this thing about my child, or I appreciate this thing that they did today, or I appreciate that they gave me a hug, whatever it may be. And if you don't have children, you could think about someone who's close in your life. So it might be a flatmate or someone else in your family, just depending where you're at. Those last 2 are a little bit flexible. The purpose of them is to help you appreciate the people who are closest to you, because it's the people who are closest to us that often get actually overlooked. Like they can become part of the day-to-day routine. And sometimes we forget to take time to appreciate them. So this is taking that time. So if you want to do that practice with me, we will go through those together. And I will give you some time to either think about it or write about it. I'm just going to run my nose. So I will take you into a grounded meditative state first, and then we'll flow into thinking about those 5 things. So thank you for those of you who've joined me live, by the way. If you want to do this practice, I recommend that you be sitting comfortably, preferably with your feet flat on the floor, just because that grounds you, and with your back fairly upright. Don't need to be bolt upright, but um, just comfortably upright with your feet on the floor, just because it grounds you. Like having your feet connected to the floor grounds you. You can either leave your eyes open, or if you feel comfortable and it helps you to access into that inner awareness, that inner reflective state, you can close your eyes. So begin with connecting into your breath. But first of all, just noticing your breath. Noticing the inhale, noticing the exhale. You don't need to do anything in particular with the breath. Need to breathe in any particular way. Just bringing that awareness to your breath. Bringing your awareness down to your heart space, to your lungs. Feeling the movement of your body as you breathe in and breathe out. Bringing your inner awareness down from your head, down into your body, to your breath, and then down to your feet. Noticing your feet connected to the floor, connected to the earth. Feel yourself present in your body, present in this moment. I invite you to notice some things that you appreciate here and now. Might be something you can hear, smell, taste, feel, touch. What is feeling good for you right in this moment? Next, I invite you to appreciate something that you've achieved in the past 24 hours. Something that you've achieved recently. Thirdly, I invite you to appreciate something about yourself. What do you like about yourself? And fourthly, invite you to appreciate something about your partner, life partner, your romantic partner. Or if you don't have one, you could think of something you would like your partner to be like, a quality you would like them to have. And lastly, I invite you to appreciate something about each of your children, if you have children, or if you don't have children, then appreciate something about a person that is close to you. So it might be a person that you live with, or a person that's close to you in your family. Thank you for those of you who joined me today. If you did that practice or you do that practice, I would love to hear feedback on how it was for you, anything that you received from it. Um, I I don't know if I'll be back next Saturday. Actually, I'll see how I go. Maybe on holidays. So I will put that in my notes. Um, yeah, when I will be going live next, I will put that in my Substack notes. Um, yeah, wishing you love and vitality, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye for now.